order. It's 4 o'clock, 4:01. I can see that we have Kim Cole and Chris Schmidt and Jennifer Cleary from the city with us, and it looks like we have all members other than our chair. So should we start by going over the minutes? Does anybody have any questions on the minutes? So I don't hear anybody. Kim, could we then just call a roll call vote for approval of the minutes?
We can. I just need a motion and second, and we'll be happy to do that roll call vote.
Okay, I move that we approve the consent items, including the minutes from our previous meeting.
I'll second it.
Great. The roll call, Vice Chair Bluth.
Aye.
Committee Member Connor.
Aye.
Committee Member Hunter.
Aye.
Committee Member Polly.
Aye.
Committee Member Rath.
Aye.
And Committee Member Tregenza.
Aye.
Okay, should we open it now to public comment for any items that aren't on the agenda?
Yes, thank you very much, Chair. At the bottom of your public screen should be the call-in number, but I will recite that for audio as well. Please call 831-225-0330. And we don't currently have any calls, but let's wait just a moment because there's sometimes about a minute delay. Just again, for the record, the phone number is 831-225-0330. So, Chair, I don't see anyone calling in. If somebody does, I'll make sure to go back to this because during this these COVID times, we're providing a lot of flexibility for public comment. So I recommend that we go on to agenda item 2, or actually it's agenda item 4, and I'm happy to introduce that if you would like.
Please do, Kim. Thank you very much.
Before you started, is this 222 Via Del Rey?
It is, and
But if this is the case, I'm recusing myself from this for discussion, deliberation, and decision on this. I'll stay online, listen to the background, but I'm recusing myself from this application.
well, and it's interesting you bring that up. You don't actually need to do that this time because my announcement was going to be that the applicant has withdrawn their application. So just for the record, the item that was withdrawn from the agenda is consider 222 Via Del Rey, permit amendment PA 200147 to add a second-story bathroom, which was amending approved ARP permit 190230 for the demolition of the kitchen, dinette, and construction of a first and second-story addition to an existing single-family house. So that application's been withdrawn and no further action is needed. Moving on to the next agenda item, the agenda title is Consider 923 Margaret Street Architectural Review Application ARP 200142 to allow a second-story addition and second-story deck. The applicant is Mark Porter. The owner is Michael Ferguson. The property is located in the R16 zoning district and the low-density residential general plan land use designation area. The project is exempt from CEQA requirements per Article 19, Section 15301, Class 1. And with that, I'm happy to turn it over to Chris Schmidt, who is the project planner on the project. Chris, it's yours.
Thank you, Kim. Again, my name is Chris Schmidt. I'm a senior associate planner for the city of Monterey, and I've been working with the applicant on this project, and I will give you a presentation. And a screen sharing error just occurred. Bear with me. Of course, my first time using my non-home computer presenting to you, I had an error, but I think it's working. If you want to nod your head, yes. Perfect, thank you. So yes, we are looking at a project at 923 Margaret. It is technically a second-story addition by definition. It's very similar to the one we saw on Lily Street a couple weeks ago. And when I say technically, it's because there's an underfloor area that is really it's intended to be used as storage, and it's not actually a floor itself, except for by definition. So again, staff's recommendation is to approve the project. And just a little bit of background information about the site. It is located in Old Town Monterey. As Kim mentioned, it has an R1 zoning designation and designated single-family residential in the general plan. It contains an existing single-family residence, and I think these two that are right next to it were developed really around the same time. They've got a very similar style. As you can see from the overhead photo, aerial photo rather, here, the site has a lot of vegetation around the perimeter, which has really limited any of the privacy or view impact concerns that staff has had. And I'll go a little bit more into that as we move on. As always, I always like to include the table that you can also find in your staff report. It just confirms that the project is consistent with the development standards. Feel free to let me know if you'd like to go back to this slide. So here you have an image of the site plan, the whole site plan on the left, and then in orange is kind of the cutout of that site plan. And I've highlighted the existing deck in blue, and then the outline of the proposed addition and deck in orange, which you'll see on the following slides. So again, here is the existing floor plan, at least partial floor plan, showing that existing deck. I'd like to include, I included that blue just for a reference point. And then the new floor plan showing that addition in yellow with the orange perimeter showing kind of the total new features that are being proposed today, including the deck on the bottom part of that image. So we see it's a new sunroom, although technically it's not like a solarium type glass sunroom. It does have a shingled roof. There are sun windows at the top, and the surrounding walls are basically all large windows. So it is really going to bring a lot of sunlight into that room. So here we see the rear elevation. Like I said, all of the walls are surrounded in windows, and you see the transom windows at the top there that are really going to bring in a lot of light. And this is going to be, in my opinion, a very nice addition to this home, and we'll add a little bit more floor area for these folks. Here we see both side elevations. Again, you can see big windows. And you can also see the deck, which is proposed to be made out of redwood, a combination of redwood and Trex. And then the exterior of the addition is proposed to match the existing exterior. So like I said, the siding is proposed to match. The roofing is proposed with composition shingles to match, redwood deck, railing with Trex decking, and then white aluminum windows. I also did want to include photos of the story poles just so you can see the bulk and mass and also see what sort of view or privacy impacts. The city staff did not receive any calls about this project, so we did not find that there would be any unreasonable impact. And if you look at the rear elevation, I think the new elevation is going to look a lot better than what they've got there now. The existing elevation it's just a little bit awkward. So I think the new addition is going to look really nice. I normally like to break down all of the findings, but I think the ARC is pretty familiar with the findings at this point. So I'm not going to go through each one. It's essentially that the addition is appropriate for the site, that there are no privacy or view impacts. I will confirm that the project is consistent with the city's plans and development standards and guidelines, and then that the exterior materials are appropriate. So staff's recommendation is to approve the project. I am available for questions, and the applicants are here as well.
Thanks, Chris. Do any of the members have any questions for Chris? If not, should we open up for any public comment?
Yes, thank you very much, Vice Chair Bluth. For the public, the phone number should be on your screen. The dial-in number is 1-831-225-0330. And at this time, we do not have any callers, and maybe wait a moment, and then I will interrupt you if somebody comes on the line.
Thank you. Do we have any presentation by the applicant or the architect?
I believe the applicant is on the call. They're welcome to make a comment, or they don't have to if they would rather not. They're not on the, anyways, I think they're within the meeting itself.
Sounds good. So given that we don't have any other information that I think the committee requires, do we have a motion to approve? Kim, am I allowed to make the motion, or do we need to have another member?
I'll make the motion. This is Justin. I'll make a motion to approve the project.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Kim, so I don't have the information in front of me. Do you think you could read out the necessary application number and details for us, and then maybe Jennifer could call a roll call vote for it?
Sure, thank you. The motion is to approve the project at 923 Margaret Street. That's the architectural review application 20-0142 to allow a second-story addition and second-story deck. And with that, I'll go ahead and go through the roll call. Vice Chair Bluth.
Aye.
Committee Member Connor.
Aye.
Committee Member Hunter.
Aye.
Committee Member Pauley.
Aye.
Committee Member Rath.
Aye.
Committee Member Tregenza.
Aye.
The motion passes with one absence, Chair Carter. Thank you.
Do we have any other consent agenda items, Kim?
The only other item on the agenda this afternoon is the planning office update, and we have no additional updates other than were provided for you in the written report. If you had any questions or you have any comments, we're happy to take those as well.
I think we need the language about the appeal.
Oh, perfect.
Area.
Thank you.
I don't remember what it specifically is, but we might want to mention it.
Oh, right. I'm sorry, Shannon. You're right. If there's any concerns with the motion that we just passed, members of the public are allowed to appeal to the Planning Commission within 10 days. And if that's it, maybe we can, if there's any other comments that committee members would like to make before we adjourn. I guess not. So Kim.
Kim, did you say that we had a planning office update today or not?
You did in your packet, but I'm happy just to announce we have a tentative agenda for, I believe it's the July 15th ARC meeting. It looks like we have 2 projects on that agenda. We have some paint changes on a building on the wharf, 25 Wharf, and also looking at some changes to 2137 San Vito Circle. So it's a fairly light meeting with 2 agenda items.
Thank you.
Okay, unless there's anything else, I'll adjourn the meeting at 4:15. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.